we live?
SpongeBob SquarePants, SpongeBob SquarePants, SpongeBob SquarePants!
Nice, that was a good spin. Okay, let's go. What's going on, Jill Immaculate? Oh shit! I know it! You're from the first scene of Ghost Ship, and your body got cut in half when that rope slipped.
Everything you wrote's funny, but less true. So I look at this queer. Fuck it, cause y'all about to learn some shit about this hoe, and it's this.
Little Mermaid.
I wasn't even really relieved. I'm moving up, using both of my legs.
I thought you could freestyle, faggot.
Look, you son of a bitch.
I got a question. I'm sorry. How can Lance feel comfortable calling someone a faggot when everyone knows he used to hang with the addict? Oh! Faggot! Shit's drastic. Enough is enough.
Say hello to Immaculate. Buddy out the freestyle, nobody backs the win. You're like cyanide laced with cyanide. You want to get in the game, you're too short to ride the rides. The only guy shorter than me, I slaughter MCs, torture you then. Give me some water for free. It's a steel cage grudge match. What's that? He stuck his finger in his butt crack, wiped it from his mustache. They call him the Dirty Sanchez. Goddamn, it's the man that slam shit. Freestyles, you can't understand it. You're a dork, you were born shit. That's why I get tortured this kid without the Portland. Instead of bitch ass back to Portland. Gripping the mic and I'm coming to gripping the people. You can't give me the right. Use the guy, the kid that can't really talk shit cause you're right.
You are a whack style. When you rap fast and say nothing, that shit's a whack style. You don't have it. See, it's immaculate. I'll smack this bitch. Smack your bitch with my magic stick. Yo, step to me, it better be ill. Or as a punishment, I'll take away all your energy pills. It looks like you just did some coke, you little hoe. Why you sniffing blow before you fucking spit a flow? I'm spewing the hot freeze. He's up here doing Pilates and moving at my speeds. Come on, Franco, you don't want it with me. The harder I'm seeing, you sound softer than me. See, you're weak and little. Oh shit, you witnessed the dramatization of when I beat him at Scribble.
Yeah, that was a moment in history, but when you freestyle on the microphone, it never gets to me. I slap you better, patch and smack you out your great sweater, that was better. Say I'm dancing, I'm doing capoeira. Yeah, he's told this guy Immaculate's not half as sick. You can suck on my butt because you're not rapping, kid. It's how I do it when I get it. Who's that Franco kid that strangles kids and hangs them off the San Mateo Bridge? That's where you go, kid. That's for this town you get. Who's the one that can't get on the mic or underground and spit? Scribble jam. Oh, you want to get it? It's tight. You ain't shit. That's the biggest accomplishment of your life. You didn't even make an album. You ain't even gone on tour. You're just some nothing but a fake ass wannabe rapper with no flow on the floor, a whore, and I smack ya.
I'll serve this cat. Your biggest accomplishment is making nerdy rap with dirty rats. Come on, I'm on the tracks. You're weak and scrawny. Basic, dog. It's Greek Scolari from basketball. I see what he has in his face in years. Did you get your first break when you played in Cheers? Fuck that. Going on my mustache, but your ass don't know how to bust raps. Hold on, listen when I spit dumb. Lynch me, I'll eat you like brother Linton. A cannibal, bitch, I don't want to battle you. Rap with you, I'd rather start smacking you till you're black and blue. Yeah, I can do it, you're losing this place. You just spit black and blue till you're blue in the face.
It's just completely mixed up. It's just like a beautiful a mixed salad with tons of tossed greens and lovely vegetables and dressings and everything like that. You know what I mean? I don't really like salads, but the way I'm describing it, it sounds appetizing to even me. I don't eat fruits or vegetables because that's just gay, bro.
See, you're in a city that's more populated than both your cities combined. Monterey's got 35,000 people. That urban shit you're spitting's a lie. Portland's got 5,000 people. Your small town like chewing tobacco. Some people's Old Dominion for dummies, and the lifesavers will never be better than the Rascals. I'll take him to a vacant lot to blaze and say, I come here often. Let him hit some BC buds and have him saying fucking awesome. And while they're smoking on that blunt, I'd wait until they wasn't watching and stab them both with a crucifix and say I double-crossed them. Yo, Sam People is Old Dominion for Dummies. Their star player's name is Sapien, who's on Camel Bear Records. Their crew's used to getting owned by Canadians.
Alright? Oh, fuck. If that wasn't the time, we're not done. Fuck that shit. Fuck.
10 more seconds.
Alright, fuck it. Yo.
Yo! One round to one round.
Yo, I'ma tell y'all how this battle really was arranged. Y'all remember that Crenshaw battle? That shit out in LA?
Yo, what I said in the first round might have hurt your feelings, but I spit about fat chains and crap gangs to do with the lethal wordplay. You spit about tax range and back pains, you know, stuff that affects people your age. Hey, yo!
Hold up. See, I spit sicker and I rhyme fresher. I can kick quicker by a high measure. And just to throw it in, my dick's bigger and I drive better.
And you didn't vote for Barack Obama. When he would debate, you were acting like you couldn't relate to his yapping. Shout the homie Street Shark, smoking blunts in the Camry. Bitch, them tomb dog guards got the lungs for a family. Catch me trapping out a squat, haunted by Gigi Allen, drinking gallons of wormwood. Trying to keep my balance for hoping these ex bitches slide off of the eagle talons. Either that or polo trunks, white sands and secret islands, eating salmon with seasoned size. Nothing to see around me, cause nothing but seas around me. But bet they can see from miles. I got off a crooked smile on the bangerangers beach, snatch an angel by the wings. Then I hit it from the back until she change your name for me and toss a halo in the breeze. Causing family feuds with the crack of a smile, make empires fall with the slide of my hand. But got no time for hoes, tell them fight, what's your man? My style thunder man, 4 AM block, 4 PM block, bitch that money don't stop. My style thunder man, 4 AM block, 4 PM block, bitch the money don't stop. Ay, it's the God if you ask it. Nebula, baby, Agent Dank if you nasty. TD be the Ilias gang on the side. Ride, we the devils, so come on. Split Dutch full of flames to the face and we high. Right, the only level that we know. Quarter water full of rock, a partner like who want it? You breaking at the stash, don't ask me, bitch, I'm on it. I'm leaving with the cash and laughing when I got it. Hit the strip with that grip and bitches. When I flaunt it, I'm a no good, tall back, dirty motherfucker. Take my last drag just to burn you with the Dutch split. Screens the other sides of this life when I touch you. Crush the mechanics out of anything I please. Junkyard dog off the motherfucking leash. Bet they know that we coming by the rubber that they feed. Then the sediment crack and we stuck them underneath. Bitch, say it with your chest, meet the creatures on sight. They some cutthroat, bloodthirsty creeps of all types. Motherfucker, pack a lunch, it's gonna be a long night. My style thunder man, 4 AM block, 4 PM block, bitch that money don't stop. My style thunder man, 4 AM block, 4 PM block, bitch the money don't stop. Ay, it's the God if you ask it. Nebula, baby, Agent Dank if you nasty. My style thunder man, 4 AM block, 4 PM block, bitch the money don't stop. Ay, it's the God if you ask it. Nebula, baby, Agent Dank if you nasty. My style thunder man, 4 AM block, 4 PM block, bitch the money don't stop. Ay, it's the God if you ask it. Nebula, baby, Agent Dank if you nasty.
What about now? That was echoing. That was cool. Alright, sorry about that. I accidentally clicked a button that I wasn't supposed to. I fuck up all the time. Alright. Boom. Yeah, guys, thank you for tuning in. This is the first episode of Ryd Production with Avocado. I got inspired by the episode of Gnome 8 behind the scenes that I did on Sunday, and I want to start going through all the events that I've shot in the past and the future and talk about production, talk about film production, because I think it's often overlooked in battle rap in general, and I want to kind of just share with you guys how I got my start doing it. So it would help. But yeah, guys, Power Justice, thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate that. I think basically we're gonna start with the very first ever episode or ever West Coast Grind Time event, and it's from 2008, Battle of the Bay 1. It's fucking great. And it's my first event I ever filmed. I filmed like some freestyle battles before that. This was my first acapella battle event that I ever filmed, and it was kind of like at the start of acapella battling in general, so there was nothing really before that. So how it came up, basically how I landed in filming battle rap in general is I was always into battle rap. I was always kind of around, posted on message boards and shit, and then I met this guy, Philip Drummond, who had a huge archive of old battle freestyle tapes, like that video you saw in the pre-roll of Franco versus Ilmac. That was his footage, and he had so much of this shit that just wasn't used. So I thought we should make a documentary, and that's where Fresh Coast came into play. It's actually on this channel if you guys want to check it out. It's a feature-length documentary that myself and Philip Drummond made. We like interviewed all the guys on the Fresh Coast and just talked about kind of the style of the early freestyle battles on the West Coast that were like really multi-heavy and yada yada. So met those guys, and then I started filming this documentary, and while I'm filming that was when the WRCs ended and when Grind Time was first starting out in Florida. And then Lush actually went out there, battled unorthodox phrases, did really well, and thought, hey, you should bring the league to the West Coast because there's a huge amount of talent there. And when that happened, that was kind of, it was at an odd stage in battle rap because the WRC's, the prize to win that whole event was $50K. So it's like the battlers were earning a shit ton of money, and I didn't think anybody was going to battle just for free or for fun. You know, I thought in those days everything was tournament based. Like you won a tournament, you got a prize. You won Scribble Jam, you got a prize. Won the WRCs, you got a prize. So I was kind of unsure if anybody would battle for free. So Lush asked me, he was like, do you want to film this little Grind Time thing I got going on? I lived in LA, he lived in Oakland, and I said yes, but as long as I could use it for Fresh Coast, as long as I could use it for the documentary. And of course he was like, sure, so drove up there, and this is how Battle of the Bay 1 came into play. So, let's see if I still got it up. I don't. But, let's see, here we go. Boom. This is the flyer from this event. This is how weird how everything got started. Is the flyer was made for a forum. It wasn't made for, made like a regular flyer, like letter sized. It was made to be on the side like banner of a forum. So this is the flyer. The main event was Madness versus Thesaurus, which it was a rematch because they battled at Lounge Battles, and Madness beat Thesaurus. And I think Pete kind of felt like he got to get it back with him because he was kind of underprepared for that battle, and I think his voice was kind of fucked up too. So he wanted to get his revenge against Madness, and then it was the return of Passwords because at the time Passwords like didn't freestyle battle anymore, so it was the return of him, and he battled Illusion Z, who was an up-and-comer. Franco versus Kodiak, R.I.P. Tantrum versus Reverse Live, and this was Reverse Live's first acapella battle, I should say. Flow versus Subverse, and XT versus D-Lore, Frank Jones versus The Morgue. So, all good shit, man. Like, a lot of fucking new faces to the battle world in general. A lot of the people on the West Coast were familiar with all these guys, but to the battle world as a whole, it was kind of unfamiliar territory. So, this was the first a cappella battle I filmed, and it was going to be at this place called Grand Mercy Ballroom, and also it was a free event. There was no ticket sales. You could just come and go. And I think maybe like 20 to 30 people showed up. It was really low, but I don't think anybody was really expecting it to be high or anything. And so, you know, I just kind of, I got my start in filming skate videos. So when I was growing up, I would use the VX1000, which is a 3CCD camera. It's a SD mini DV. 3CCD means 3 chip. It's how the camera's sensor is. It's 3 chips of color. And those cameras at the time were like the best, like the staple skateboard camera. So my experience was filming skating, and I kind of approached this event like filming a skate video, to be honest with you. I used a fisheye on the footage. So if you ever, like, when you're looking at the footage today, watch the edges of the frame. There's like this vignette on them because that's actually the end of the lens. So I used a fisheye because I was like, I don't know what I'm going to be filming. I don't want to film on like a long lens. So, as like my skate brain, I was like, I'm just going to film fisheye, and then I can get really close to him. It worked in some battles, like Pass versus Illusion Z. It looked pretty good. But this is the camera I used. I used this camera from Battle of the Bay 1 all the way until Battle of Bay 5. So I used this camera through all those battles. I also used this camera to film Fresh Coast. This is the DVX1000. It's made by Panasonic. It's also a 3-chip camera, but the cool thing about this camera that's different than the VX1000 and kind of was my introduction into like making things look making things look cinematic is 24 frames per second. And this is something that I want to stress so much to everybody watching this, and anybody that's, if you have a league, if you're looking at this video for advice on how to film battles, the #1 thing you should always do is film in 24 frames per second. Looks the best. If you're confused about what that means, look at any sporting event nowadays, and if you notice the motion is really fluid to where it almost looks kind of fake, that's because it's 60 frames per second. And the more frames per second you add, the more sort of like almost, it's like closer to reality. It's like less cinematic, and it doesn't look like film. Film operates at 23.98, 24 frames per second. So, yeah. Definitely always film in 24, and that was the cool thing about this camera, the DVX1000, is that it filmed on 29.97 tape, but it filmed in 24 frames per second progressive mode. So it was actually almost like close to a film camera, and there was nothing like it at the time. That was a mode that nobody really had. So I always thought this camera looked super cinematic. When you filmed in 24 progressive, it looked like a film camera. And at the time, like when you put it up next to like the VX1000 or like 29.97, 29.97 looked like daytime TV. It didn't look like film. It looked like television. It looked cheap. So I used this camera to get closer to that film look, that cinematic look, and yeah. So, but that's all I used. I used this camera and a fucking huge fisheye. I didn't use any lights, which I had an on-camera mic, but I mean an on-camera light, like an LED that you put into like the microphone shotgun holder, but I didn't use it. And yeah, this was a long time ago, man. This is back in the day of standard def. Hell yeah, Jay. Definitely film champion 24 frames per second. Everybody does that. But yeah, shout out Jay Black. So, yeah. Since this was so long ago, man, like nowadays media is really big. Media is huge. Like filming at 4K, filming a whole event. Oftentimes we film up like entire portable hard drives for one event. It's like 3 terabytes. So back in the day, it's like all your media was on a little fucking tape. I mean, these tapes were 60 minutes, so they kind of like took up space. Like if you're like, oh, I'm gonna be filming for 8 hours, you have eight tapes, but it's a lot better than, I don't know, I kind of prefer like having physical 8 tapes than having to constantly dump stuff. So you can just store the tape, and it's a physical thing. It's not like every time you're gonna film something new, you use a different fucking memory card, you know. So yeah, and also battery life too in this day and age was so much better because it didn't take a lot of power to battery power to power the camera. So you could film for like 8 hours and on like one battery, and you'd be fine. And then every now and then you run into a problem like Arsenal versus Conceded when I thought the battle was going to be 3 60-second rounds and Arsenal raps for 11 minutes and my battery dies. That's another thing is the rounds were really short back in the day. They're fucking 60 seconds. So it's like a battle ended like that. So it's not like you had to have that much battery life or be that concerned about that. So, yep, this is what I fucking used to film Battle of the Bay 1 is the DVX-1000. Panasonic. I kind of low-key want to buy one of these cameras and put it like in the background of watch, and I also want to buy a VX-1000 too. Like just get an old one that doesn't fucking work. So yeah, this is kind of like what the camera looked like that I filmed. See that lens on the end of the camera? See how it's like kind of bold? It's called a fisheye. And what a fisheye does is it actually distorts the image inward so you can see like more of everything around you. It also makes like straight lines kind of curve in. That's why it's called a fisheye. But the advantage to that is that you can get really close to things, and you can see the whole image still. So yeah, that's what I used. All right, let's get into like watching some behind-the-scenes footage of this event. So I'm just gonna kind of, I don't have like that much behind-the-scenes footage from this event, so I'm just gonna kind of jump around. I have all the battles, I have some other shit. I have a behind-the-scenes video I actually did on this event. But, yeah, I think just jumping around and kind of talking about it like we did with Gnome 8, I think would be cool. So, yep, shout out Beagle, fucking Baker. And yeah, so, like, a bunch of cool things on this event. Saurus, Madness, Lucian Z, Pass, A+.
The way the Battle of
okay,
the Bay
I'm not gonna watch me talk, but let's see. Alright, so this is Lush. He's the guy who organized all the Battle of the Bays, and he financed all of them, and yeah.
So basically Lush, like...
Okay, that's me explaining what is happening. So...
In front of you?
Yeah, so it's like...
This is me filming some behind-the-scenes shit.
Behind you.
That's right, yeah.
We just film these guys like walk in or some shit.
Okay, so this is the owner of the venue, and they wanted to do a little interview. This is Kodiak walking up, which is fucking awesome to see him. R.I.P. Yeah, the funniest thing with these videos is watching how crazy we all used to dress. I mean, I dress the same, honestly. I fucking still have that jersey. Oh, I've aged. Believe me. If you'll, I'll play a clip of me in here, and I look fucking hella young. But yeah, this was the owner of the venue. I think Lush kind of had a hookup with him, and they got the venue for free. So that's pretty fucking awesome. This is us going through the venue. It was a pretty nice venue, man. It's like, it was big. I saw fucking Tech 9 there. So they book like kind of big artists. It was way too big for what we were doing, that's for damn sure. Like, look at, like, this is the main room right here.
Share a little bit of Get Down. And,
yeah, look at that. It's fucking huge, man. This is in Oakland. And, yeah, this can hold... This is, like, honestly, I wish this venue was around now. I'd fucking love to do an event there. It's fucking enormous.
you know, it's whatever we can do to facilitate that. This is part of that culture, part of that community here, as we see.
But, yeah. Yeah, that's the venue. Here's some like B-roll shots of like fucking Frank Stacks. Frank Stacks right there. I think Dirtbag Dan is over there talking to Awkwards. This is just me getting like B-roll because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was like, okay, I need to like maybe use this for my documentary. I think they had somebody else filming or taking a photo or something. I don't know. We never got his angle. But yeah. Fucking Frank Jones. Yeah, look at everybody's fucking clothing, dude. Everybody's pants are like Jinko sized. This is on the main street in Oakland. It's Grand Street, I think, right? Yeah, look at the size of this venue. This venue is, and this is how many people were at the event. This is it. It's so overly fucking big. I would love to have that venue would be great for a URL event. There's very few like venues that have stages now that are cool with battle rap. Yeah, it's just me taking a shit ton of B-roll. Filming the fucking ceiling for some dumbass reason. Oh, I think they were trying to get me to do a commercial for the venue. That's why I'm filming all this stuff. That would make sense. That'd make a lot of sense. Sweets Ballroom. There it is. You guys guessed it. Historic Sweets Ballroom. Alright. First battle of the night. It's Dirtbag Dan versus Lush. I mean, versus Lush One. Versus the Coroner. So, okay, for example, guys, like there's a couple things we can talk about from the technical aspect of this. So, since this was the days of standard def, which is 720 by 480, HD is double that. It's 1920 by 1080. So see how there's black bars on the sides of the video? It's because the aspect ratio is different. The aspect ratio is called 4 by 3, and it's square. It's 4 by 3, so it's not like, and then 1920 by 1080 is 16 by 9, so it's more wide than it is tall. And the way it's a broadcast thing. It's like broadcast standards used to be square because that's how TVs used to look back in the days. They were square. They weren't widescreen like they are nowadays. That changed with the advent of HD. So I was filming 4 by 3 and that's why you'll see the black bars, and that's also, I want to actually kind of pull something up. I wonder if on the Grind Time release, if it's not 4 by 3, let's see. Thesaurus versus Madness. Yeah, Grind Time now. Okay, so for example, watch. In their release, oh, it is 4 by 3. Cool. That's interesting. But you know, later the editors, because I didn't edit any Grind Time battles for like a really long time, even though my profession was editing, they would like stretch it out to where it looked like shit. Like all Battle of the Bay 3 was stretched to fit into 16 by 9. So they would scale it up to where the sides touched and then squish it down, so it's like that you preserved everything, even though you could just keep it the same size and everybody wouldn't look like fucking midgets. So yeah, 4 by 3. Also, I didn't use any lighting. I didn't fucking adjust the goddamn white balance at all. Like I literally wasn't really privy to what I was fucking doing. I was just like skate brain, like, oh, just point the camera at the subject and press record and it'll be fine. So it's like everything's like hella warm in this whole fucking event. And of course, Grind Time, the guy that was editing them at the time, who's a good friend of mine, Corey, he was kind of getting his start too, and he like really wasn't being paid anything, and he also like I don't think really knew to color grade it to make it look more neutral. But yeah, Dan's all stretching before the battle. Let's see. Oh my god, what does he say?
I better turn my phone off like I'm moving now. Hey, turn your phone off, homie. It'll be embarrassing if that shit rings right now.
Dude, Dan is just a fucking dick to him. It would just be embarrassing if it rings right now. Also, the way Dan talked now compared to then is super interesting.
Hey, turn your phone off, homie. It'll be embarrassing if that shit rings right now.
He has like a fucking Bay twang in this video.
No one ever thinks about that shit, huh? Thank you.
Yeah, Dirt is a fucking skater, so that's why he looks hella.
Hello?
Oh, also Dirt freestyled this whole fucking thing. So did the corner, but yeah. All right, we're gonna watch just like where the battle opens up because you just get to see how kind of awkward everybody is, and everybody kind of just doesn't know where to go or like what to do. It's hella funny watching this shit fucking 10 years later, where it's like the culture's refined and everybody knows their place, like where to stand, and it's like a well-oiled machine. But watching this is... Oh, and also another funny thing is that woman right there with the bandana or scarf or something, whatever, wrapped around her neck, she was a hired model for this battle, because I don't know if you guys remember, but it was like a big thing at Jump Off to get like just girls to stand there and be bored out of their minds for like fucking 10 hours, but you stand there in a bathing suit so people can creepily stare at you. And this poor woman got hired to do a model, and she showed up not wearing anything like revealing or anything accentuating her body or anything. It's just regular clothes. And I remember Lush was hella mad about that.
Hey, Lush, you guys should move over.
Oh man, and look how big Lush's clothes are. Holy fuck.
Hey, Lush, you guys should move over a little bit.
Everybody move over a little. My bad. We're just getting this all situated.
Oh yeah, because the light was good right there.
Word, yeah, that's perfect.
It's our time.
I mean, yeah, she got paid more than the battlers. The battlers didn't get paid anything. I mean, so.
I don't want nobody judging me.
What does Dan say?
Hey, I don't want nobody judging me.
Oh, because it's all judged. All right. We're gonna get into it. Oh, this is the days that I didn't yell 1, 2, 3 either.
I'm rolling, Lush, whenever you're ready.
If we can get some quiet in the building.
And shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's about that time. Okay. What's happening, y'all? This is the inaugural installment of Grind Time West Coast. It's live and direct from Coketown, California, Oakland, Cali. We are Delmon Crew, you feel me, representing for y'all, Grind Time West Coast.
Goddamn, dude, it's crazy watching Lush host this because he's like so subdued and like not hyped.
You feel me, representing for y'all, Grind Time West Coast. We got a real dope battle. This is the first battle in the history of Grind Time West Coast. And on my right-hand side, we got my man Dirtbag Dan, representing San Jose. You dig? And then my man the Coroner, representing Berkeley.
So, with it, the corner.
Yeah, it's about to be crazy as fuck. So we're gonna do a coin toss. Man, someone got a coin? Oh, I'm sleeping, my bad.
Oh, do we have to toss a coin? You want to go? You want me to go first? I'll go first.
Oh, okay. Hey, hey, hold on a second. Hold on a second.
The best part about that is when he says that, everybody starts stepping backwards like it's a fight or something. Everybody's like slowly like stepping backwards.
You go first. I'll go first.
Okay. Hey, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Go first.
Hey, Dirtbag, scoot a little closer. Can you scoot a little closer?
I called him Dirtbag. That's amazing. Hey, Dirtbag. I would have never called Dan that. Okay, so a couple more technical things since we're talking about all the technical shit. If you watch the edge of the frame, see these like little like vignettes on the corners? They're moving back and forth. The reason why is because these cameras back in the day had image stabilization built into it, so it would stabilize the image, but the vignette wouldn't be stabilized. So basically, it wouldn't really stabilize the image. What it would do, it would stabilize it to a point, and then so the edges of the frame would move around. So since that vignette is locked to the lens, it's not in the actual scene. It's not like sitting on anything else that's being stabilized. It's under camera. When it gets stabilized, it moves. So that bothers me so much that in this whole event, that the fucking goddamn vignette is moving around the whole time. I hate that so much. It's like and I filmed skating, and I always knew to fucking turn the image stabilization.
Bag is offered to go first.
Hey, dirtbag.
No, it is a fisheye. There's a at the end of these fisheye lenses, there was actually like a part that stuck out from the lens that I think it was like for a matte box or something, but it stuck out, and that was like the part you saw in the vignette. And also you saw the edge of the corner of the lens too, because it's not a full frame camera and it wasn't really made for that.
Can you just get a little closer?
All right.
All right. We doing this? We starting this now? Yeah, whenever. The coroner? The coroner. The coroner. That's the stupidest fucking name you could possibly have. Who's gonna examine you when your body's on a slab? Fake ass, man kissing, CSI Grissom. Get the fuck out my kitchen before I face kick your ass in the teeth, homie. I'm a beast.
God, that's funny. Like nothing rhymed there. But yeah, this battle was fucking fun. It's on Ruin Your Day. Dan bodies it. Corner kind of just freestyles not real well. But yeah, I think Dan like kind of gets feeling himself here.
Check it out, Hustlemania. Dirtbag Dan. Counterproductive. 408.
What it is, you dig? You know me, keeping it connected. Fresh Kid and I.O.
Okay, so yeah. And then I think they there was no break. They just went into the next battle. Oh, what the fuck does Lush say here?
Coming up next, you already know what time it is. I don't even got to tell y'all motherfuckers. That's how hungry.
Kelly.
Yeah, okay, so. All right. Here it is, here it is. Here it is. What's happening, y'all? Grind Time West Coast. Back with another motherfucking installment. You feel me? We live in Oakland, California, Sweets Ballroom. Shout out to WorldStarHipHop.com.
This is Subverse versus Flow. That's the second battle that happened that night. Subverse, I think, freestyled the whole thing, and Flo had like some written, so he killed it. Oh, never mind. It's Frank Stacks. Frank Stacks does amazing in this. He does fucking absolutely crazy in this. Against, I forget this guy's name. But yeah, we can watch, oh, and then Peanut's there too. Look at Peanut. Official coin flipper. Alright, we'll watch a little bit of this guy's round, because it's grind time-ish.
Break your bones, or dismantle you and give the fans a piece of trash to take home. I laugh at Frank Jones. I laugh at his lame songs. I laugh because he's on his motherfucking phone. I seen him in the back scraping up scratch for the payphone. That's lame, Holmes.
Damn.
I'm a racehorse. I run tracks and your punk ass is a pony.
Oh shit.
Serve you like the main course and you still can't eat me, homie. You ain't hungry. You can't even finish a meal and you just don't look right like a chick with a grill. You ain't hot.
Okay. Jesus Christ. Alright, we'll fast forward through this. Frank actually kind of kills this round, I remember.
Okay. Look, S-Rock. There's no fucking way that this guy is tighter than me. Why the fuck you even rapping, dog? You whiter than me. You fucking giant hymen and queef crossbreed. What the fuck are you, dude? Come on, man. Even if there was no music, you still wouldn't be riding the beat. It's fucking weak. The fuck you think? This Frank Stacks, man. I know you in the morgue was practicing for a while. Look at this fucking rapping Gomer Pyle. Broke ass, no cash having, low class faggot. This is what might happen if Bo Rat smoked crack. Damn it. But Bo Rat's my homie. You sad and lonely. You couldn't be in holy matrimony if it was fucking statutory. Man, you're more than sort of a waste. Is this a rapper or one of the creatures that climbed out of Thesaurus's face? Hey, you should fucking take that.
Also, Frank Stacks is like one of the first guys that day that performed to the camera. Everybody else was not really used to that. Like there being a camera right there that you kind of had to like rap to because more people were going to see that online than the 30 people there. So he did that, and fucking Pass did that heavy. I feel like Pass kind of got that from watching like street battles.
That is a compliment. I'm the main course. You just a condiment. You ain't even the napkin that I take off my condom with. Right after I fuck your mom, you bitch.
That was tight as fuck. Here does a condiment. You aren't even the napkin that I take off the condom with. It's fucking amazing. Super dope. Yeah, the judgment. And then Subverse versus Flow. Okay, we can watch Subverse's first round because it's amazing for so many different reasons.
So back in Germany, we despise your chick. That's why weekly we film her in a Shizer flick. I tell you what, you should watch that slut get down. She's like, put it on my back. She likes when I jump around. It's not fucking hard to do.
She likes it when I jump around.
She's like, put it on my back. She likes when I jump around. It's not fucking hard to do. Like hurting you, the hardest dude. You ain't a Cali cat. Where Cali at? I'll twist this angel's hat around like a rally cap, dude. So what's next, man? There's not another like me. I got the other white meat stuck in your mother's right cheek. Apparatus and truth too. Something that you could get used to. You the show host with no grace. So I went to Flo's place to show Flo's hoe my old face. She was like, oh wait, he's coming home, that's so great. He likes to threesome with another dude. And afterward, try to treat his lover rude. I'm like, what'd he do to be rude again? He said he busted his verse out and did a song for him. Everyone got depressed as hell. Quickly got dressed as well. Cause compared to your bitch, my funky baloney is the bestest smell. Time.
All right. Fucking awesome. Fucking incredible. Yeah, so that happened. Oh, then D-Lore versus R.I.P. XT, man. So many of these fools passed away. It fucking sucks. But yeah, let's watch the D-Lore's first round. It's really fucking good. It's insanely fucking good.
Fresh Cali rhymer.
But it's also funny how like kind of dated it is nowadays.
I would doubt that you ever looked black.
Oh my god.
Yo, grind time.
Yo. Nobody considers me a fresh Cali.
Oh, also, I forgot to mention that the model was also the timekeeper, but she wouldn't call time. She would just, this guy that was standing next to her the whole time, she'd be like, hey, time, call time. Like, she wasn't calling time. She would, like, get somebody else to do it. So usually it was, like, hella off, and, like, the guy would just go, time, in the middle of your bars.
Grind time.
Yo. Nobody considers me a fresh Cali rhymer until I get on stage and put him in the Death Valley Driver. Fuck the battle bars, all in your breath. I'm out for the Dragon Star on a ninja quest. I'll cook your mom some crystal meth and tell that bitch to kiss the chef.
That's crazy. I'll cook your mom some crystal meth and tell that bitch to kiss the chef. That was fucking amazing. That's amazing by today's standards.
Crystal meth and tell that bitch to kiss the chef. Fuck this bitch MC. Let's get to me. About how I enjoy the simple things like spitting heat and slapping the fuck out of this brittle geek. See, back when we was up in Pop Warner and Little League, XT was in the rink, practicing his triple D. And that's just to show you that I'm better with mine. Watch the veteran shine. See, X is such a sensitive guy, and I ain't letting it slide. He likes to give head to all the men in his ride. The only time he feels pussy is getting in touch with his feminine side.
So also, like, because the stabilization is on, it's like making it fucking shake like crazy. It actually doesn't even look like it's doing its job. It's shaking around.
With his feminine side. Come on. You can't spit in my eyes. You're just the worstest human. Living a life with absolutely no purpose to it. You think you styling out me? You can't work me.
That's a throwback to like, you're just mad because I'm styling on you. Tantrum versus Reverse. We'll watch Reverse's first round. Tantrum also kind of freestyle too. That's like another thing that these, I know I'm like not really talking about the film anymore because I'm kind of exhausted that point of it, but a lot of the people that came in battle that day didn't really like, it wasn't really clicking yet that it's like you write everything. It was like people are still kind of just coming with, okay, I got some pre-meds and I'll throw some things together on the spot, but Grind Time was like the start of like, no, you write all your bars.
Just for the wedding cake. Yo, why would you flow in public? Shouldn't you use your whole circumference to guard some white girl in a golden compass? Hey, yo, surprised you don't hit up birthday parties to guard to scare kids.
I want to meet the guy that taught this polar bear tricks.
What?
What the fuck is wrong with this fat fucker? Your rap structure is lackluster. You stupid ass fake as fuck. You're the fakest chump. I bet the last time you had an Asian slut, it was a guy. You paid him $80 to make you nut. I hope you get razor bumps the next time you shave the
So this is Reverse Live's first acapella battle. This was actually the first time a lot of people saw him too.
I'll split your lips and leave you with an open smile. My flow is wild, you got a bogus style. Well, somebody from this Oakland crowd, call Eddie Murphy and tell him I found his fucking golden child. Yo! And just as a warning, I'ma show up to your house one day and kick over your couch, fuckface. Leave your carpet covered in mud stains. Flip over your dinner table just to fuck up your feng shui. Yo! Check it out! Yo, yo!
That was crazy. That was fucking insane. Oh yeah, then we took like a group pic.
What we're gonna do right now is take a fucking group picture, you feel me? So we need this shit to be documented, you dig?
That's cool. I like that Lush always did that at all the Battle of the Bass. He took group pictures with everybody. I mean, it's kind of a common thing when people go on tour. They take like pictures of like themselves in front of the crowd. But it's hella cool that he did that because that shit's all documented and it's like awesome to go back and look at all that. So a lot of these fools aren't even around anymore.
Just gather together, you feel me? No matter how.
Hey, get your big ass in the back. Let me please stand in front. Motherfuckers will ask me.
Of course, I step out.
Let's run them down for break. Do the best you can. Where the fuck's the camera? Where the camera?
Yeah, see, it's like there's people, but it's not that big. Not big of a thing. That was tight. That was cool. What's now?
Vision in the Tantrum versus.
Oh yeah, they give the judgment on Reverse and Tantrum. Kodiak versus Franco. R.I.P. Kodiak. Then. Oh, this is after the battle. This is all the interviews we did. Oh yeah, then I did interviews for Fresh Coast afterwards. But yeah, here's some footage that's never been seen before. It's really loud. So this is a footage that it's out on the internet, but nobody's seen it. You can actually see me in it, and I look like I'm 5.
We do this right here. You dig? Hey, Rick, right here? Make sure you got a panoramic lens. Yeah, for sure.
And Pete's like fucking with me. He's like, is it a panoramic lens because of how big they were? And I'm like, yeah, it's a fisheye. Like, I answer him all seriously.
Hey, Rick, right here? Make sure you got a panoramic lens. Yeah, for sure. My dick's so big, I got a panoramic banana hammock.
Captain Planet.
Dude, look like a little bitch, man. Holy shit.
Yeah. Ric Flair. Let's get a stare down right here. Let's get a stare down with the knife edge chop.
I still have that jersey. I still wear that jersey to battle events. But yeah. That was Battle of the Bay 5. I mean, Battle of the Bay 5. That was Battle of the Bay 1. Let me see in my behind the scenes if I have Thesaurus versus Madness. Because we'll watch those rounds before I end this. That's super good. And you also notice, like, in my behind the scenes video that's on Ruin Your Day, like, for example, watch this. Let's see if I can do this. So see the color in this compared to that. See how it's like almost like it's more warm and doesn't look real. So I actually like color graded it to make it look more neutral. But yeah. Let's see if I can find the beginning of this fucking battle. We'll watch Madness versus Thesaurus' best rounds.
Yeah, y'all, let's get a real stare down.
Yeah, so that was that's actually the behind the scenes part. I mean, that was the video we were just watching. Is this? It's this part.
Planet.
See? That was this part.
Oh yeah.
Man, no smiles. What the fuck is that, bro? Like,
Yo,
stare this nigga
I
down,
smile
bro.
for life. This nigga, my smile is more evil than my grill. Yo, shout out Waps and Juice. Hey yo, I destroyed you in FL.
Yes, this was in 2008. This is when Grind Time started. 10 years ago. And yeah, I appreciate you guys tuning in. We're gonna watch Madness's first, and then Thesaurus's first, and then I'm gonna end these shows off with a little Q&A every time. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, as far as the technical aspects of Battle of the Bay 1, there wasn't really much to it. I used a DVX 100 or 1100 and a fisheye, and that's pretty much it. No lighting or anything like that. It was shot on mini DV. The pain in the ass of mini DV is you have to do what's called digitize, and nobody knows what that is nowadays because nothing is shot on tape or film. But digitizing is when you had to ingest the tape into your computer, and the way you do that is you literally play it back in real time. So if you have 60 minutes of footage, you have to play it back for 60 minutes. So imagine like documentaries back in the day that shoots hours and hours of footage. Somebody physically has to just digitize shit all fucking day long to get it into your computer. It's not like today where you just put a memory card in and it takes like an hour at the fucking most to transfer over all your footage. That was like somebody's job back in the day, and that's a job that ain't around anymore. But yeah, let's get into fucking Madness versus Thesaurus.
I destroyed you in FL because I had to bring it home first. And now I'm gonna throw dirt and bury you in your own turf. Man, you a murder victim whose smile resembles bourbon chicken. And your tracks lack the basic principles of rap, putting words to rhythm. What's up, Ray Liotta? What happened? You get dragged by a baby stroller and dunked in the ass of the 80 sodas? As a kid, he was the only one allowed to play with cobras. And if his cheeks could speak, they'd scream, please shave me slower. Ouch! I'm surprised you even know what a beat is. Man, your songs would be the shit if you could somehow make them speechless. You see, bitch, I'm you, the better version. Yo, I slapped him and the oil that came off of his face was extra virgin. Your status in battle in here is not yet determined, since there's not a spot for a mouth where grown men eject their sperm in. Pete, battle rap is your life, which means Thesaurus will cease to exist after tonight. Time.
That round was fucking awesome. I love that. Pete, battle rap is your life.
You're so fat you break a sweat.
So that was Madness's first, which I thought was his best round, and then this is Pete's third round.
Pete, battle rap is your life, which means Thesaurus will cease to exist after tonight. Time.
You're so fat you break a sweat breathing. You're the dude from the movie 7 Kevin Spacey kept feeding. I'm fresh with the wordplay. There's no question that you're fake. So am I supposed to battle or wrestle with Earthquake? Yo, my rap's slicing your throat. You couldn't immigrate in the States without capsizing the boat. So what I'm asking y'all is how? A cat with his fat abode as Santa Claus swam across the Panama Canal. You look like you opened up a catalog for style and found the starter kit for how to camouflage a cow. I'm second best to none. Either someone failed at resurrecting pun or he's got a less successful son. I'm about to make this loser fail. You can't even be weighed on human scales because you're the shape of an endangered Cuban whale. I'll expose this faggot hater and his phony Latin flavor. This is the home of Mac Dre, bitch, not the home of Macarena.
Dope. Oh yeah, and then Madness thought he won.
Front. I thought I beat that motherfucker. Straight up. And that's no disrespect to him or anybody. But if you're gonna judge an overtime, I fucking murked that shit. All he did was kind of laugh a little bit. But like I said, ain't no disrespect. Whatever. Shit happens.
Okay, so, and this is like...
Okay. Alright, boys. So that's pretty much it. That's the technical aspect behind Battle of the Bay 1. At this point in time, I actually wasn't editing any of the battles. What I would do is after the battles were done, we would take the mini DV tapes, I would digitize them, and then I would mail them physically to the editor of Grind Time for the longest time. I think like the first like year, there was just one guy who was doing all the editing. He was based out in Florida. His name was Corey. He also filmed a lot of the Grind Time Florida battles. He filmed Grizzlemania 1. He also filmed Vendetta with me, and he filmed MOB with me as well. He's doing great right now. I think he works for like that Epic Beard Shave Club or whatever. But yeah, how it worked is we used to actually like mail the tapes to him, and then he would mail them back. So I think Corey has a lot of my tapes, like my physical tapes. I have the footage, you know, I have the digitized footage, but I think he has a lot of the tapes. I think Battle of the Bay 1, 2, 3. That's it, because I started editing after that. But yeah, that's the technical aspects behind it. And yeah, you guys want to do any Q&As right now with anything involved in film or not? I'm more than open to that. This video's been about an hour. I don't want to keep these at about an hour long. So it's different than Watch that goes fucking all night long. So yeah, guys, opening the floor up to all y'all that you want to ask me a question about anything technical. Yes, cannabis. But yeah, feel free to. Or anything back in the day that these battles were going on. I'll just play this without audio. So it's
Format
so
Madness have battled Iron Solomon.
Yeah, and I also just want to say thank you guys for tuning into this. Would I want 100 bullets to come back if he came back for Decade? Yeah, of course. Who has the Ars versus Con audio? So nobody has that. What happened was, I think I've explained this before, is that nobody told me those were like unlimited rounds, and unlimited rounds was not a thing at that time. Like there was nothing even out there like that. Like I remember like me and Ilmac always joke about this when Ilmac battled Diz in the third round, or they're like the first 3 rounds are 60 seconds, and then the fourth is 90 seconds. And I remember people physically gasped when that happened. People were like, oh my god, they're gonna rap for 90 seconds straight? That's insane, because we all come from the freestyle area where I think it was like 30-second rounds. So when acapella was 60, it was a big deal. But yeah, I didn't know that it was gonna be unlimited, and my camera battery on the DVX was at half. And basically how those old like Sony lithium batteries used to work is half would last for a while, and then when it got to a quarter, it would last for like 5 minutes. It would just be like, quarter, no, done. So basically, while he's rapping, it gets to a quarter, and he raps for like 11 minutes, and it's at a quarter, then all of a sudden it dies. He's still rapping. I'm not going to just be like, hey, I need to stop rapping. I got to change the battery. So I had to sit there and literally act like I was filming. And I pushed my LCD screen in so nobody could see that it was just black, and I just like act like everything was cool. It fucking sucked. But yeah, what else you guys got? Thank you guys for tuning in. Comedy Crackhead, hell yeah, thank you, appreciate it. Oh, Big K back on Ruiner Day, hell yeah, I'd love to get him back out here. Big K is the shit. Any tips for shooting music videos, such as ideas, pricing, or just general advice to get a good end product? I would say any advice to shooting a music video, man, just shoot whatever you want. Music videos are supposed to be the fun thing with no format behind them and super abstract. If you see a lot of my music videos, sometimes it's like you probably don't even know what the fuck they're about. They're like, oh, this guy is like lighting an axe on fire in the fucking forest, and all of a sudden like this girl's getting chased by a werewolf or something. I just like to make cool imagery, man, and like that's my advice, is when you listen to a song and what you're seeing, just put that on film. And they don't need to be expensive. You don't need to use cool equipment. You can shoot music videos on an iPhone. I shot Chase Moore, Make It Work, on an iPhone in Paris. So it's like, it can be done. You don't need expensive equipment to do it. Will we ever watch Iron versus Diz? Yes, we will do that eventually. I'm just waiting for the right people. I think I kind of want to watch it with Diz versus Iron. Who's my favorite wrestler? Ultimate Warrior. Back when wrestling was cool. When is the champion Ruiner Day? Hopefully in LA. Hopefully, you know, I got Jay Black on the show before when I went out to Philly. And when they come to LA for initiation, I fucking really want them to get on Ruiner Day, have Champion Ruiner Day, because then they can cuss. It'll be great. Excuse me. What are my favorite films? Akira, There Be Blood, The Departed, Dark Knight, Citizen Kane, and Sicario. Maybe The Prestige too. I don't know. I like a lot of movies. It's both piff and educational. Thank you, Brett. Do I plan on doing watch this for a long time? Yeah. I have no reason to quit. They're fun. I enjoy hanging out with you guys. EIS or OIS? OIS. Which do you prefer? To be honest, I'm not even going to act like I know what that means. I know it's fucking ISO. Or something to do with ISO. Oh, electronic stabilization or optical image stabilization, right? That's what that means. Probably optical, I would say. How many anime pillows do I own? None. Actually, that's a joke. I own a Tenchi Muyo pillow. When is the next big battle event of this year? There's so much coming up, dude. I mean, in a week there's Initiation. In August, Summer Madness 7, RBE, Rare Breeds, the MOOC event, and then Summer Madness 8, and then Decade for King of the Dot. The Premier Battle League has a huge battle event in December. So you're watching Sicario right now, man. That's like the best fucking soundtrack, man. R.I.P. The person that did that. Gangs in New York is hardcore too. Daniel Day-Lewis is one of my favorite actors. Who's my favorite film director? Probably Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan, or the guy that directed Sicario and Enemy and all that. His name's like Dennis something. He's French-Canadian. He's also incredible. I think Christopher Nolan is the only director of our time that has never made a bad movie. He's never made a movie that's bad. That's not a good movie. Every other fucking director has. Kittler, appreciate it, dog. Thank you, man. Thank you, Christopher. I really appreciate that. Am I shooting Smack Volume 3 as well? Hell yeah, I am. I'm filming RBE and Summer Madness 7. Yes, I'm filming both. They're not on the fucking same day. That rumor was so weird that it started. What about Smack Volume 3? Yeah, it's in, I think it's in August. I forget the date. I'm coming up to San Jose for bots. Okay. You know, Initiation is the next day after bots. Like, I'll do it. I'll fly home the next day. I'll fucking go up there and fly back. But I was gonna drive, but I'll fly to make it. I'll fly like right to the venue because bots is fucking hella fun. What was the most stressful event to film? Was Vendetta 1. By far. By far. Because I didn't know what I was doing with live streaming, and that was a really, really big event, and yeah, it was stressful, man. It was super stressful. Tarantino's bad flick? I don't know. I don't think people... Yeah, I guess he hasn't really made a bad movie. Jackie Brown was tight. Kill Bill I was kind of not that big of a fan of. Have I ever met Ryd? Yeah, I filmed Ryd versus Rosenberg Raw. It's tight. Don Marino. Don't know who that is. Who do I think deserves the next King of the Dot title shot? A lot of people do. A lot of people do. You know what would be tight? Oh, it already happened. I was going to say Math. But I think Math is good. I think Real Deal deserves it. I think Chilla Jones deserves it. I think Iron deserves it if he wants it. So there's a lot of people that deserve it. I think there's a Pass and Ice is, I think, that's the coolest battle you can get out of a title match. Patreon? Yeah, man, Patreon. Am I shooting any other events aside from RB, King of the Dot, and URL? Well, yeah, I want to shoot Premiere, and I want to shoot a battle in South Africa. Want to travel? Yeah, I want to shoot for everybody. Oh, Dom Marino versus Chess. Yeah, he was awesome. Didn't he had another name, right? He was somebody else before that. Why did I get into video, not photography? I don't know. I always just liked film more. It like was more interesting to me. I don't know. That's a really good question. I was holding a VHS camera when I was like a kid. Like I was always interested in like moving images, and film is just always, I've always liked it. It's always been cool. So photography I like, but I have like very low patience. So like spending a lot of time on one single image to me, like I can't picture myself doing that well. How do I how do I ensure a strong internet connection on your end? You don't go through Wi-Fi. That's the first thing. You don't go through Wi-Fi, and you really don't need that much internet, dude, nowadays. It's like you use a pretty low connection, you'll be great. Fun fact is that Back to Basics 1, 2, Massacre 1, oh, Back to Basics 1, 2, and 3, Massacre 1, and I think those 4 events were streamed off hotspotting through my phone. It's fucking nuts. It's fucking crazy. Yeah, I did skate videos growing up. That's how I got into film. Who influenced me to actually battle? No, I don't know. I don't even know if I was like a big fan of battling at the time. But like I'm sure like fucking idea, you know? What was the battle I laughed the most behind the camera? I don't know. Probably recently Carter Deems and Ronnie. I was definitely dying during that. What movies have I worked on? A lot. Way more than I can just sit down and list. Way more. One of the most recent things that I finished that everybody was hyped on is Westworld. So people dig that. Oh, Death Proof. That's really good. Yeah, people don't really fuck with the double. Him and who was the other director that did? Yeah, Rodriguez. I liked Rodriguez's more, to be honest. No, like at these huge events, it's like I have a team of people that do. So it's like I'm not like doing audio, filming, and switching. It's like there's a bunch of people that are delineated to different jobs. Have I seen Love Exposure? No, I haven't. Sounds cool though. I didn't see Hereditary, but I wanted to know what it was about because I was curious because everybody was talking about it. So I literally just went onto YouTube and watched a spoil video because I like honestly I don't like watching movies because I spend so much time sitting behind a screen in general that like when I have free time I want to like not sit behind a screen. So sitting in a movie theater to me sometimes doesn't seem like a lot of fun. But I still like am interested in movies and like want to know what happens, so I usually just spoil it. I'm a freelancer, but I'm like permalance at the place I've been working at. I've been doing VFX for 12 years now. So, have I seen Jurassic Park? I haven't yet, but I want to see it. I thought it looked tight. I don't like video games. I'm impatient as fuck. Yeah, I have a profile on IMDb. I don't update it like other people update it. Like somebody put that my rap name was Avocado on there, which is fucking hilarious. So, in what ways do I work on movies? I do visual effects. I'm a compositor, so I do compositing. But nah, I didn't work on Jurassic Park. One of my good friends did though. Carter Deems versus Pat Stay compliment battle? Hell yeah, that'd be dope. Have I ever felt making, filming a battle in hot air balloon? Yeah, I have. I don't do graphic design, no. I do motion graphics, but I don't do graphic design, like print. Jesus Christ. Who would do a Battle of the Bay anniversary event? I don't know. I think that's very possible, man. I would love to do that because, in my opinion, Battle of the Bay 7 didn't happen. Like, that's not part of the lineage to me. I'm not gonna chalk that up. But yeah, yeah, I worked on Spider-Man 1, I think. Yeah, I worked on Spider-Man. Man, I completely forgot about that. Any ideas for the next Ruin Your Day battle? Nah, I have been slacking on that, but I need to do one. We need to do one really bad. I don't know if it's going to be location or if it's going to be just in a studio. I would love to get Soul and B-Dot. I would love to do something when we go to the UK. Like, just go out there and film a couple battles. I think maybe Soul might be too busy, but maybe Shocks, Gemini. Yeah, I worked in Green Lantern. It was horrible. Ruin Your Day tour would be amazing, man. It's all just about making it financially viable. So, which is the hard part. So, oh yeah, 24/7 versus Ilmac. That's going to happen eventually, too. Is the Bunker 2.0 a thing? Time will tell, my friend. Time will tell. But yeah, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you all for tuning in. I think we're going to kind of go maybe through these just chronologically. Like, maybe I'll skip around because these older battles, I don't have too much to say about the technical aspect because it was kind of just like I showed up and filmed. And so there's not really that much to talk about. And there wasn't that much thought put into like the camera rather than me filming in 24. And the other Grind Time battles are actually filmed at 30. That's why the West Coast always kind of stood out. But yeah, appreciate all y'all tuning in. I'm going to try to do a watch again this week. Basically, I have a lot more free times on my hand now. So I'm going to try to do plenty more live shows, more watch episodes. I want to get free beer rolling again. I want to do more cigars with avocado. I just want to do fucking more for y'all. So hopefully that will be the way it is. But yeah, appreciate you guys tuning in. And fuck yeah, I'm glad Mexico's not out. That kicks ass. Thank God for fucking Korea. Alright guys, thank y'all for tuning in. Get the Initiation pay-per-view next weekend. WatchBattleLive.com. Peace.